Sorry.
So yeah, great. So happy to have everyone in here. Today's space it's Pat. I'm sorry today we was late for 10 minutes for start because there's just so many others in here. I'm so excited, and yeah, let's one full to all this guests, amazing guests. Let's Blue start first, and can you introduce yourself and also share about what we do, and then pass the mic to the next person.
Absolutely. Hi, all. I'm Blue Eye Queen, but I go by Blue Ice Cream. I'm an abstract artist. I've worked with many of you folks in real life. So excited to see us bringing each other together. Each week, Popple and her team. I don't know how she does it all. Maybe she is the team. She facilitates this community space, and
Uh,
it's you are the team. I knew it, but you do so much that it seems like there's 100 of you. So I'm really excited to be here, co-hosting with you as always. I'm gonna pop the baton over to Rock Soul. If you want to do a quick intro, who you are, where you're from, and what you're up to.
What's good, everybody? So my name's Roxo. I am a muralist from Miami, Florida. Also a recording artist, co-founder of Project Roadmap. And basically, what we do is we create murals of an experience with different Web3 IP brands. And yeah, we just a cool art collective that comes together and does murals, canvases, physical art, all types of stuff.
Amazing. Well, grateful to have you here. Posser, do you mind going up next?
Yeah, hi, GM to the whole community. I'm Pauser from Czech Republic. I'm actually in Switzerland for like 3 months art residency program. So I'm painting here, and usually I'm working as a like the artist and graffiti artist. I started as a kid as a graffiti artist, so we came from the same hood with Roxol. And yeah, I'm running my own business like Pauser and doing like the fashion and silk scarves for beautiful women and nice fashion around. So yeah, so that's my focus for this year, where I could like push it the my passion and everything, like from the web 2 to web 3. So it will be quite hard. I'm pretty new in it, and I'm happy to be here with you guys. So yeah.
Amazing. Thank you. We're so happy to have you as well. Thanks for joining. Maggie, you're up.
TM, everybody. So happy to be among all of you and just sharing work with other creatives. So I am the creator, founder of the Book of Reverie. It's an illustrated project where I've built physical products and fashion and toys around my IP. So I have three main characters in the story now, and the most recent character to make it into the story is named Brillo. He is my mutant. And so I've been building out his IP and creating his story, and just look forward to all the things that are to come with that, and always trying to explore new avenues of being able to create and design, and especially physical products is really where my passion has been most recently. So happy to be here, and look forward to hearing from everybody.
Us too. Thanks for bringing your positive vibes. Frank, do you mind doing a quick intro?
Hey everyone, Frank from Hong Kong. I'm a wildlife photographer. Actually, right now in Portugal, just landed today, doing wildlife photography for the next few weeks. Founder of Bored Minds, and we're building it as the artist collective of the BAYC community. Have been exhibiting Artist Apes since last year in Tokyo and Ape Fest and East Denver and more events. Looking forward to hear from everyone, and nice meeting y'all.
Amazing. Well, you're just the jet setter, go getter. Love that. Erica, can you have an intro, please?
Yes, thank you so much for having me. I wanted to, first of all, apologize. I am just getting over COVID, so I'm not quite on camera today, but it's lovely to see all of your faces, and I'll pull it together soon. But yeah, my name is Erica Rand, and I was born in Costa Rica, raised in Minneapolis, and for the past 7 years, today I'll be sharing two different long form projects. So for the past 7 years, I've been working on Light of the Hopi, which is a close collaboration with members of the Hopi tribe of Northern Arizona. And they're one of the 2 oldest cultures in the United States. So it's been like, sort of one of those projects of a lifetime that's been absolutely wonderful. And then the other project I've been working on for about the past year, and it is called 7 Realms. And it was a perfect timed sort of AI project where I was taking care of my bedbound father, and it was the kind of thing where we could prompt together, and I trained the models on the images. And so basically, it's just been a really fun sort of surreal world I've been building out with that of about 100 images or so. So yeah, really nice to meet you all. And again, I'm sorry I'm not on camera today, but it's lovely to see you all.
Yeah, well, we're sending you healing vibes. Hope you feel better soon. Thanks for coming
Thanks so
through.
much. Thank you.
Absolutely. Cass, do you go Cass Vegas like a alias or just?
No, that's my actual name. My last name's
Okay.
Vegas. Yeah, I
Okay.
know. It's a fun one to say. I'm Cass, everybody. Thank you so much, Popple, for having me on, having all of us on. Thank you, Blue, for hosting as well with Popple. I'm really excited to be here. I'm actually starting the day with Popple's coffee that she did with Denim and Remix. So I'm just amped up because of the people and the coffee. I'm a community builder, as I mentioned, and also the social media manager for Remix. So after I talk today, hopefully towards the end, we'll have Mike, the co-founder of Remix, come on as well. So that's me in a nutshell.
Oh, how's that coffee taste? Delish?
It's delicious. I do mine with oat milk, so it's a great blend.
Oh, all right. And we got last but not least, I waited for the finale, Marav.
Hi, guys. Thanks for having me. I was born in Israel and I've lived in basically LA for a long time. And I'm an artist of sorts. I do all kinds of things like toy prototype painting and canvas painting and filmmaking and puppet fabrication work in the film industry. So I dabble in some things, and I also made a name for myself with my partner and boyfriend Javi as apes in the community, doing all kinds of graphic design and hand filters for the apes. You might know us as Bored Ape Nut Club. So that's me.
Yay, amazing. Oh, so good. Well, we're all here. We're all ready and charged up. We got our coffee. Popple, I'm gonna let you hand it off for the next thing. I'm not sure if we're
Sure.
jumping into
Yeah.
community news.
Awesome. Thank
Okay.
you. Yeah, awesome. So I'm so excited for today's display. Not just because it's all amazing artists in here. It's also I should meet most artists in IL. Some artists not have meet yet, but I hope to meet everyone's in the future. So first we start from the community news. If you know that tomorrow we'll be having the other dips, the new trick. We are so excited for meet in the other side, and so tomorrow make sure to get your assets ready in the May 2 and 6 p.m. East, and just join us. And don't forget, if you also hold a holder and also other couple of the you girls MFT, and you'll be able to get into the other side as well. And then also I love to share what's going on with the community, because it's been very excited seeing every creators building their own 3D demo with the 3D asset with the board A, and you can see in the other pages. So now you can even unlock your asset. So once you send your 3D file to them, you can unlock your assets. So don't forget to check out. It's super cool what they're building, and and first platform I do want to share, and also is our special guests that we make. So, guys, maybe you would like to share about a little bit the platform, and share about why your platform is very important for the artists to know, and what you guys are building, and how you guys can help artists to improve their e-commerce.
Absolutely. So Remix is a digital physical bridge. You can collect and claim free digital collectibles, but what it does is it unlocks access for you to purchase different things. So it's that connection to e-commerce. We have frames and prints. We have metal prints that artists have been really excited about. They just love the metal prints. We also did a coffee drop with denim coffee and with popple that I'm drinking this morning that I love so much. So it's really that connection and that bridge. And what it does is it also lowers that barrier of entry if you're just learning about crypto. We also have pieces of education of how you use the platform, and then it can connect to your Shopify, and you can start to create those rewards for your community. So today we have a great drop by Tiger Bob or Gossamer Rosen. They're based in New York, and they're dropping their first Tiger Bob plush. So that's currently live at remix.xyz. So again, the digital part is free. All you have to do is sign up to Remix. You can just use your email. You don't even have to connect your wallet. Once you follow Tiger Bob, you can collect it, and you can stop there, or you can get the pre-sale that's exclusive with us of their plushie. It's really, really cute, the Tiger Bob head. And yeah, so that's what we're up to at the moment. We do drops every week, about 8 a month. So you can discover new artists every week. We'll have at least 2 drops. And we just unlocked our collect to earn program, which means if you collect one of the sponsored drops, then you get rewards or crypto back, depending on what it is. So we're really excited about collect to earn, and everything's been moving really quickly.
Awesome. How many artists inside your platform now? And also, what you think this platform will solve the artists for the e-commerce? Because me as an artist, I do have a job cooperation with you guys, and now I'm very excited because I just checked up the number. It have been like 116 collector they was collecting my art. And will you mind to share how's that e-commerce systems work, and also how many artists have been signed up in the platform?
Absolutely. So we have our collaborated drops and our featured drops. Popple is one of our featured drops. You will almost always see her on the page. She's on our banner right now. And some of the drops are open and they may close with a time limit, and some don't have a time limit. But we also have self-serve. So a lot of people don't know this, but you can go in and just make your own drop as well, set your own price. So we have ways in which we foster and help the marketing and post on your behalf and with you and retweet with you, do a whole drop with you, or you can go in and explore, look at the drops, and then do a self-serve and connect everything yourself as well. So it's really up to you there. Collab drops, we've done over maybe about like 15 or 20 now, maybe even more, maybe even 30 right now. And so we're booked out for the next 6 months with 2 drops per week. So we can always add more. You can always do your own drop, but we're also supporting artists every week.
Awesome. Yeah, I was very super excited because actually it's in my hand right now. Sorry. So I was very excited on this job because I was like able to having my physical painting at the same time. My collector, my audience can collect my digital painting, but same time can be unlock my product. So if you can see on the right side, having my diamond coffee, and once you collect my artwork, you'll be able to unlock the asset, and that I think it's super helpful. And also the collaboration, it's a fire. I would say it's a fire because I was able to make it so forth. I dropped one piece, but end up I was collaboration with a Remix and also with Diamond Coffee and also with Hope, and end up I'm having exhibition in the MIT and not just featuring the job, but also like showing how important to having a platform, but also how for the e-commerce is really helping artists to figure out a lot of things in the behind scene, because as artists we doesn't have time. Most of the time we doesn't have time, and I think we makes it just like a perfect platform. But also want to know, if I'm the new artist, I want to sign up Remix, and who I can reaching.
Yeah, absolutely. So you can go to remix.xyz and you can sign up there. We also help onboard you. We help book you in. I personally also run spaces. So if artists are comfortable, they want to talk more deeply about their work to an audience, I also foster that and collaborate with other hosts in the space so that they can kind of do a bit of a tour and talk about their art. I think that's another thing that's difficult for artists is talking about their art publicly or talking about the price. You know, we did a spaces with Denim and Popple, and I learned so much more about just the design choice of the bag, you know, having the hair in the back, you know, the story behind the butterfly and when you actually created this art.
I think I'll just give you a back screen so you can show up the coffee bag.
Thank you. I mean, I have two bags, but clearly I'm bullish. Yeah. I am clearly bullish. I have two of Popple's bags and I'm drinking it right now. But it was a great opportunity to hear you, Popple, speak about what this piece of artwork means. And also, this was an older piece that you made during the pandemic. And you're like, I don't know what I'm going to do with this art. And then there was an opportunity to put it on something tangible, to have people be able to smell the fresh coffee, to choose where the coffee was coming from, the Kenya blend, to work with teams that are all collectively supporting you and supporting artists in general. So we handle all the shipping. We just handle all the difficult logistics that an artist, as Papa was saying, doesn't really have time sometimes to go through or might be a friction point. We help you with all of that so you can focus on the art. And we've met amazing people just being of service.
Yeah, and I also want to mention inside that platform, I should also have a BAYC lady or BAYC member as well. Definitely know what artists live, but also know what committee live. We just have an amazing meetup, and hoping I will see more meetup in the future. And yeah, and talk about meetup, I was able to meet wonderful ladies in the doing my boy bunch. I actually meet Erica that's on the boy bunch. So I think the next artist is good to bring up her art and let her share about herself a little bit more. And yeah, hello, Erica.
Hi, Popil. Thank you so much for having me. Yeah, so I have two collections I wanted to share today. I've basically been working on kind of two longer form collections. Let's see here. So I don't know, do you want to ask questions first?
I was go by the order. Like, yeah, it seems you already mentioned you have two collections going on. Maybe how about you just start for this collection to introduce about a little bit how is this collection, because I do know your two collections are quite different, and but I kind of want to let you have the mic.
Oh, thank you. Okay, well, let's see. So for the past 7 years, I've been working on a project called Light of the Hopi. So that's one of the images there that you're seeing. It's a close collaboration with members of the Hopi tribe. Like I mentioned, it's one of the oldest cultures in the United States. They live in some of the longest continually inhabited villages in the US on 3 mesas in the Arizona high desert. So yeah, the culture is celebrated worldwide because it's really, really well intact, especially their ancient spiritual practices. And historically, the tribe has rarely been photographed. So basically, as a former anthropologist and activist, I've spent a lot of time without a camera, just getting to know people. And our model is basically, well, our model has shifted over time. Essentially, it was sort of a simple 50% of the proceeds go back to the individuals or groups, organizations, or villages photographed. And then over the years, getting to know people more intimately, our work together kind of has grown from kind of being just that profit sharing model into like deep, often artistic collaborations with members of the tribe. So I wanted to share, because he's just so dear to the project, just my closest collaborator is Seymour Lomakima. His Hopi name is Lomawisima, which means going along handsomely, which refers to men dressed in traditional clothing, beautifully entering ceremonies, and also to real antelopes and how they line up and walk in procession gracefully. So Seymour is from the Water and Corn clans, and he's what they call an initiated elder and a member of the Chief Society. So his, the picture you're seeing, oh, sorry, I guess you're going, so let me, the first one, so I wasn't looking at the screen here as much, but basically,
you don't need to look at the screen because actually today we will be kind of like feel free to talk, and also everyone have like a limit time. So if you have to go by each word or maybe it's not enough time, maybe you can just describe the whole collection. That'll be grateful.
Okay, perfect. So
Yeah,
overall,
yeah.
you know, it's I think that there's been these models historically of people kind of going in and running in and photographing a tribe and then selling the images and honestly most of the time not giving anything back. And so that was one of the things, just as like a as more of an activist and anthropologist, I wanted to do it really differently. And so that's the most important thing I think I would share, is that over time, we really want to show intimately kind of what's going on with their culture. There's a lot of images they need because they don't have them culturally. Like this photograph that you're seeing. Oh, sorry, could you go back, Pop? The one that you were just seeing, for example, is one that I waited. He's a deer dancer. And essentially, I didn't have permission to photograph during ceremonies for 7 years. And so just, I think it was a couple months ago when I took that photograph, and basically I was sort of shocked when they said, you can make this picture. I don't know if you can see closely there, but he still has like the sweat dripping down his face from having participated for hours and hours as a deer dancer. And so it's just been like a real honor and really fun to kind of go deeper and deeper. And let's see, the first photograph was an example of their actual architecture that's been, they've been around, I guess it's probably almost 1,000 years old. And, you know, they live really traditionally. And basically, let's see, what was the second photograph again? I'm trying to think. Oh, yeah, it was the boy sitting looking out onto the ceremony. So that one would be kind of nice to talk about briefly because, like I said, that was sort of, I waited 7 years to be able to even take not the ceremony itself, but sort of the people. You can see people sitting up on the roofs watching the ceremony. And so basically, that boy I've known for about 5 years, and he's in the clan house in the village, and it's sort of for 1,000 years they've been kind of using ladders to climb up to those roofs and doing those ceremonies that actually bring, our family has experienced them actually bringing rain and things like that. So and then let's see, the next image I believe was of
Yeah, Erica, I'm sorry to interrupt
oh
you.
yeah.
Just like want to make sure you have enough time to go through the question, because if you
Oh,
continue to describe each photo, you may not enough time, because everyone was very only we have like a hour and a half today. So
okay, perfect. So basically, yeah,
yeah.
I think the only other thing that's valuable mentioning about this in a short amount of time is that last image is of the Hopi squash blossom hairstyle that inspired George Lucas, and that little girl was just in ceremony. So overall, it's just been a wonderful project, and I'm taking my time finishing it because it is sort of a historic kind of, you know, honor to be able to work with them. And then the next, should I go on to the next sort of body of work?
Actually, if you want to kind of wrap it up with us and
Sure.
just share with us, like, what's your future with your art? Are you going to be working on any collaborations? Do you plan on selling? How do you plan on getting it to your audience?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I'm trying to figure out sort of where to launch them. The images you're seeing right now are a different collection called Seven Realms, which is an AI collection. And basically, I'm trying to figure out exactly where to launch it. Things are moving so quickly within the space, but it's right now it's about 100 images that sort of describe a surreal world that envisions, it's sort of playfully envisioning a future. And I was able to make that while taking care of my dad that was bedbound. So that's what's kind of neat about AI art. But yeah, basically, I'm not sure where I'm launching it yet, but I do know it's coming in about maybe a month or so.
Thank you.
Yeah,
It's really beautiful.
let's add one more question. That seems you already in this collection. I know you also want to share a little bit more about your AI. So how about you can share a little bit how you generated your AI project and about this collection as an
Okay.
end.
Yeah, thanks. So, you know, like I mentioned, it was a time where I was taking care of my dad during a pandemic in the state of Arizona, which is one of the hardest hit regions in the world. So it was very weird. My husband and I kind of keep going with the client work, and I wanted to keep making work, but I was basically able to be by my dad's side and be prompting after training the tools on my own photographs. And so then you kind of develop like a body of AI outputs that then you kind of feed back into the system. And so you're basically kind of wrangling the machine and helping it hallucinate work that looks, as close as I could to my own work and to the ideas that I couldn't get out of my head for years until AI tools were available. But essentially, I love Midjourney, Stable Diffusion, Crea, Magnific, Runway, and Pika for filmmaking. But yeah, basically, it's been like a really wild. I feel like a lot of people, in terms of AI, they say that it's like a second childhood. It's really fun to make this art that is just in your head and very surreal, that otherwise would have taken, a long time to do 3D modeling or, that kind of thing. And yeah, its intention is basically to be kind of a part futuristic description, part hyperbolic allegory of a world in where humans survive past sort of apocalypse to recover into a more playful future. And it's just it's both serious and surreal and playful. So, people can see into it what they want. And I was happy to have Claire Silver buy the first minted work for like the sort of sketch for it. And it exhibited at Beeple Studios, NFT NYC, et cetera. So it's just been really, really fun work to make.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Worry about today just because I have so many artists and we just want to respect everyone's time, but definitely we have a more ask future, and please welcome back. We will have a longer discussion about each one of your artwork. So the next person I do want to feature is married, and so I love what you have been building so much in this space. And lately, I think everyone knows that Welcome A was like getting everywhere. It's basically pop everywhere. I'm seeing the MTMIC, I see in everyday captains as a GM coffee. And also I see like basically A was just getting so welcoming, but maybe most people doesn't know Mary was like behind one of the artists that was creating all this artwork. And yeah, would you like to share about how you create this Welcome Ace banners and Welcome Ace logo? And that would be great.
Yeah, of course. Well, flashback to kind of how I started in the space as a filmmaker, stop motion filmmaker, and a painter and an artist in general. I was really interested in IP. I had started working with an artist who was a painter in Portland and developing he has like these really amazing surrealist paintings. So I chose one of his characters, and I was working on a independent short film and trying to figure out ways to crowdfund because I was kickstarting to get money to make the film. So found out about Web3 and found out about NFTs with my partner Javi. And we just fell in love with the apes. I didn't mint apes, but I bought them maybe a day after they revealed. I really loved the IP and everything about it. So I started building. I started doing derivatives, and that's kind of where we started, is like just geeking out on derivatives of apes. And I did a lot of popular culture apes. There is like a collage in here somewhere of all the apes we drew. But that was kind of like the beginning of our journey. And then started creating like, seeing a lot of artists do fun filters on the apes, like adding hands and adding different things, accessories, clothing. So our, claim to fame is you see the GM mug hand. That's something that I designed and drew and created for all the apes and all the mutants. And then from there, we just built out like, 20 different hand commands to just make it fun and help apes connect with each other and do fun things on the timeline. And then flash forward to about a few months ago, Welcome Apes Committee started organizing, and I just made myself helpful, and I knew that they were starting a page. So I got together with the group and helped them design a logo that you see here, the Welcome Apes logo, and a banner to show off what we were doing, our initiative of, and you could see Vicky here and Captain Zwiggly and Dort and NFT Drew and NFT Hoarder, and just wanted to show kind of like what the community was doing to welcome people in. Here you could see our Made by Apes license. We made it official for our generator that generates all the hand filters for the apes, and also for other communities that we've collaborated with ThankApe, for instance, to bring ApeCoin. And one of our first collabs was with Ape Water. And we've just been working with brands, IP brands in the space, to bring these different fun, free hand filters. So that's the website there. And I think I have a few more slides in here just to show like my films and my, I also, oh, there we go. Yep. And I worked with Bored Trading Company, NFT Hoarder, to kind of showcase all the different IP of apes and just everything that people have been building. And I love this vision that he has, that Jason has, for like a pop-up shop of all of our products. And I just can't wait to see what this becomes. But I know that this was blown up really big and shown in NFT NYC. I couldn't make it this year, but I can't wait to see the full banner at one of the IRL events. So I drew that for the community, for NFT Hoarder. This is some of my experimenting with IP. I also have a brand called Mr. Clean Cowboy, and I make homemade candles and bathroom toilet sprays and just fun things. I just really enjoy leaning into the IP and seeing what we can make. And they're just so iconic, the apes, and I love seeing them in places. So this is what we've been doing, and also going to meetups and giving stickers of our apes and pins of our apes, and working with Ape Water. You could see my ape on the Ape Water. And yeah, that's I think that's about it.
Amazing. What's your favorite filter that you've created with the Bored Ape Knot Club?
Oh,
if you
man.
could name one.
I think that's really hard, but because I'm a girly girl, I really like the one we made for Sep Sauce for Ape Vine, which is like a dainty wine glass, rosé glass. And yeah, I just, I like you could see like the painted nails, just to remind you that apes are not all bros, and that there's a lot of awesome, badass women in the space. And so, yeah, I really like the wine glass filter.
Me as well. I'm sorry here. I have a little bit of lag. Papa, are you still there?
But that's showing.
Sorry, I was muting myself. Yeah, I was like, sorry. I was like muting myself. Today I do want to share about a little bit your own art. I know you're such a great artist, but at the same time, I know like you are doing a lot of stop motion animation. I think most people know you because of the dressed up, but at the same time, like, I think it would be great you can share about a little bit your art scene as well, because I see you develop a lot of stop motion animation, and I'm very excited for you.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, I've kind of made a name for myself as an indie filmmaker, an indie stop motion filmmaker. The two slides you see here are my film Stan. It's a short film, and Sylvia below it. And around the frame are all the different film festivals that accepted it or awarded it in some way. And these are films that I built in my garage at home. I'm huge into building characters and creating things by hand. So these are handmade, sculpey characters that I fabricated with just different materials. So there's sculpey and wire and doll hair and fabric and just different things that I was able to find and reappropriate in my own way. And so that's kind of been my journey into Web3. I'm really hoping to take on apes next. And like I said, I've built in collaboration with the studio that I had worked for the past 5 years, Stupid Buddy Studios. I collaborated with them to bring our apes to life, to bring them alive as stop motion characters with replacement mouths and replacement eyes and just movable parts. So I'm really excited to see where that goes. On the right side, you also see some of my work and then just the slide before it, you saw some of my toy prototype painting. So most of my professional work I get hired in the film industry to do is painting figurines, painting characters and props. And this is my very last film, the one that I have been in progress on during the pandemic and when I discovered Web3. Like I said, this is a painting by J.R. Slattum in Portland that inspired me to look into IP and character design of other artists and take on this challenge of bringing them into real life, into 3D. So you could see the painting there, and then right next to it, that's the sets and the characters that I brought to life for our film. And that's coming very soon. We're working on getting all the special effects done for this short. So it's been a work in progress for about 3 years now.
Yeah, great. Thank you so much for sharing. So the next person I could like to share is Russell, but yeah, Erica, if you don't mind, I could like to remove you from the stage first because it's just the space limit today, and I need to invite South Korea come into the space, and I will remove you right now. For you will continue able to see on the puppet, but feel free to come back again, and I will be ping you. Okay, thank you. And let's restart to share. Yeah. Russell, welcome. And I've been seeing you so busy lately. Like you've been like jumping up and down, but at the same time, like doing a lot of amazing stuff. Would you like to share about your graphic style and also like share how long you've been doing graffiti in this space? And I know some of your artwork been featuring a lot in the Miami space as well. And yeah, just can you share about a little bit your how long you're doing the graffiti?
Yeah. So I got into graffiti around 2007 after I graduated high school and went to college. Got in trouble for it from time to time, and then turned that into a positive where I started teaching music and art therapy to kids in lockdown facilities. So I basically like learned how to do typography, artwork, outlines, color schemes, and kind of turn that into an art curriculum where I would teach these kids how to kind of like channel their energy and their emotions through the art that I was taught from the underground hip hop scene here in Miami. From there, I took my letters and my patterns and those classes where the kids that I was teaching, they wanted me to do more like patterns and more like mosaic art style. And I came up with my stained glass graffiti patterns that you guys see. I create like for a lot of like the BoredIn PFPs. If you guys see any of the PFPs, I kind of like, uh, create the patterns from that. So that kind of derived from teaching those kids in those lockdown facilities and foster homes. So it started off, graffiti, getting in trouble, then teaching music and art therapy, and then getting into the Web3 space and seeing what you could do with IP. I remember Art Basel 2021, seeing different murals up from different IP brands in the Web3 space, and being like, this is going to be everywhere, all over Art Basel. And I was given the opportunity back in 2021 to paint at a Bored Ape event before anyone knew who I was. So I painted 16 Bored Ape canvases live to kind of show like, okay, this is like what you could do. Like if you give an artist an opportunity with your IP and your brand, you can have like this physical artwork created live in a gallery like display. And I just applied that from the physical art to the digital with the background PFPs, and then from there we took it up a notch and we started doing the murals, and we did the Ape Wall of Fame, which was a crazy idea. It was something after Art Basel where I pitched it to different apes about having this large mural with your PFP, and we did 16 apes on that wall, and from there my whole life pretty much changed. I was able to not only empower myself as an artist but empower other artists in the space by giving them work. From there we were able to create Project Roadmap, which is the art collective that does these art activations. And yeah, it's been a crazy Web3 roller coaster. But essentially, graffiti started off as graffiti, teaching kids, then getting into Web3, and then now doing this full time and collaborating with all types of Web3 and Web2 brands.
Yeah, that's nice. Can I ask the question, like, what's like more interesting for you, like the digital things or just the spray painting and like mixing all together, like with Web 2 and Web 3?
I think right now it's a combination of both. So for me, I love doing the physical paintings, where I kind of like film a time lapse of my artwork or create content around it. But I also like coming up with mock-ups for murals. So whenever we do get a mural gig, I have to like digitize and create the artwork, superimpose it on the wall, show it to the client, work with the client to see like, hey, this is what you like, limit revisions, obviously. But I would say a combination of both of those things, both
Yeah,
digital and
and are you
physical.
and are you traveling as well, like for some like street art festivals or through US or through Europe as well, or
Yeah,
somewhere?
because of the Web3 space, we were able to throw like an art activation. We threw this event in collaboration with Peter and Swicky called Other Block. So we did one here in Miami, Florida, where we were able to like showcase Bored Ape IP, kind of like
Hmm.
before like the whole Made by Ape stuff. But we were able to showcase all that stuff, and then we were able to do that in LA. And no, but definitely we do plan on doing a lot more activations and collaborations with different like mural festivals and stuff like that. That's kind of the envision that I had in
Yeah,
2021.
that would be nice, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Hall of Fame is in Miami, like you said, or where?
Yeah, the Ape Hall of Fame is in Miami, Florida. And we have
Okay.
a few other Web3 murals, Cool Cats, Dijon Tunes, and a few other. We've done Jaritos. But yeah, it's been it's been a crazy roller coaster, and it's been a lot of fun because it's no longer like you're no longer just working with a Web2 brand. You're also working with people who own like their own IP, so they have like a personal attachment to it. They're part of
Hmm.
the what's the word? The provenance is what
Yeah.
I didn't even know we were trying to do provenance, but that's pretty much like what we were creating back in 2021, and why it's still here to this day.
I just have to give some flowers to Rock Soul just for a quick tick here. We met I don't even know how long ago it was, but we met in Miami. We were both street artists hustling at a place called the Wynwood Marketplace. And we'd
Mm-hmm.
be out there, I don't know, 4 or 5 days a week, 10 plus hours, just slaying away. And now, fast forward to seeing us, in this ecosystem together. I couldn't say who I'm more proud of and how much you have amplified your brand. And that was just a few years ago. So, what you have coming and what the blessings are that are coming towards you, like, I'm so honored to be your friend. And your mind is one of the most intricate, beautiful places. And I'm so proud of you.
I was just thinking, it's funny because I went back and I saw that photo, and I was like literally in 2021 before, apes minted out and all that stuff. And it's funny because you just never know who you're gonna meet in the space or whose lives are gonna change. So nobody knew who we were. We were just vendoring, selling art, just trying to get by, stuff like that. And fast forward now, it's like you can collaborate with a community and build with people and do really cool stuff because of Web3 and because of spaces like this, like what Papel's doing and stuff. So it was never been done before. So it's been an honor to know everyone here and to create amongst amazing artists and to know Blue. Blue's a G. So
Yes, and when I was on the social media team, Roxol knows now, but I was sharing his pages on the Instagram stories, and I had to keep it secret for a year.
yeah,
And finally, when he found out, I think it was at the happy the happy mural party that we
yeah,
had. I finally told you in person, and you were like, "What?"
yeah. It's just cool because like I didn't know about like I knew about like Bored Ape Not Club. I didn't understand the work that she put in and the background, the extensive backgrounds that you guys have in the different industries, and I just keep thinking about like the possibilities of not just collaboration, but just seeing where everyone's gonna go. You know, even with Poser. Sorry if I say your name wrong, but I'm excited to see the international graffiti writers pick up on IP and see like where they're gonna take it. You know, so that's pretty much what I foresee in the next couple of years, as long as we keep going at it. You know.
Yeah. Like you said, it's it's for me. It's like when we were kids and we had like graffiti crew, and now it's something bigger. You know, the community. For me, the BIAC community, it's like the crew. You know, it's like the family almost, because I I can imagine like any other community works like this, you know, because of all the connection, all the networking. I just jump in the beginning of the year, and it's completely like changed everything, you know. So that's the thing for me.
Yeah, I'm excited. I
Yeah.
just see there's a lot of potential in everyone here. So for me, I create art to give momentum and give energy. The same way everyone here does it. Just we're only here for a limited amount of time, so we might as well give everything that we got. You know.
God
Yeah,
bless.
and so we actually have to switch people because of like the space today's space was so full, and thank you, Eric Harris was moved out in the space, and Kai also get moved out space as well. So now so welcome Mike and South Curry. I'm sorry today's space was so full, but great, yeah, you guys are in here now. Will you mind to maybe just like very quick to introduce yourself, and then we will be jump on the next person. Next person will be Blue Ice Queen.
Sure, I can jump in real quick. First of all, thanks for having me. Great to meet everyone. I'm Mike. I'm one of the co-founders and chief creative officer at Remix. I don't think I'll go in sort of into the background of Remix. I think Cass did an awesome job, so I think I'll keep it quick. But happy to answer any questions about Remix or kind of jump in at any time. But great to meet everybody. And hey, Sheeta, how you doing?
Hey, wonderful to see you. Wonderful to be part of the community here. My name is Ishita. I go by my brand name of Soul Curry Art on Twitter and whatever, X. I still have to get my head around calling it X. I've been part of the BAYC MAYC club for a long time now. I'm part of the Board Club Canada as well. And just, it's been wonderful to get to know the community, get to work with IP, like what Popil is doing, getting to see her in action, with the teas, with the coffee, with the different things that she's doing, and, spearheading the movement as well, getting to meet other people in the community as well, and to just see the creativity that's coming forth is very exciting. So I'm a abstract cubist artist from Montreal, Canada, and art has been my life and been part of the NFT Web3 space as well, part of many communities, but BAYC, MAYC is top of my list. So yeah, that's a little bit about myself.
Awesome. Yeah. And let's continue to the space, and the next person will be Blue Ice Queen. And I think Maggie would like to have a question asked you.
Hello.
GM.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you wanted to just talk a little bit first, Blue, and then I can ask some questions about your work as we like take a look at some of your pieces and what you've created and the beautiful style and abstract and the scale, which is amazing too, and the different locations you've been in. So if you want to just do a little intro first, and then I'll ask a question or two.
Okay. Yeah, I'm Blue Eye Queen, Blue Ice Cream for Popple though. That's our alias here. I've been painting since I was 5 years old. I started as a black and white pencil, and I moved over into oil. I went to Kendall in Grand Rapids, which is a private art school, before I started creating my own art exhibits. And then I explored oil, non-toxics, a little bit of spray paint. I'm not as good as the folks that are on here, but I art is art and it's subjective, but I like to just throw it on the walls and see what looks good. But yeah, I'm happy to be here, and I'm almost on the other side to be a speaker as well. So fire away.
Awesome. Yeah, it's so beautiful and so vibrant. And I feel like, we've seen each other, met each other a couple times, but that your personality comes through in the work. And that's a really awesome thing. So you mentioned like different materials. Do you have something that you are working in now that you prefer? Like, or are you still just exploring different mediums? Does it depend on the mood or?
Yeah. So I like to add, because I'm an expressionist, if I'm going through something personal or my mental needs some clarity, I just pull my paints out. I'll do this in the middle of the day for a lunch break or in the evening and just pull things out and just release it. It's a healthy way of letting whatever you're going through be absorbed into the canvas. So instead of, taking it out and numbing it in some way, I just let it all out on my canvas. And all of the places that I've ever lived, definitely not getting my security deposit back, but the art warehouses that I've stayed in, I've just amplified the walls and just transformed all this like dark building space into something. I see the beauty in the broken. So even though others might be like, oh, why would you spend, a decade in that warehouse in Detroit? I'm like, oh, well, you should go into the space now and see what it looks like. It just takes time. Anytime you want to work something, like artists have that mentality. It's never finished. Like, when will it ever be finished? So with abstract, it's just like you can just change the way that it looks and you're like, oh, this side's finished, or throw some more paint on it and just keep adding to it. And that's why I love having the abstract style, is because there really isn't an ending piece. There's no limit to completion.
Yeah, it's interesting, like to see how something can evolve, and if you take pictures of the work, from start to finish, how it can just completely change along that time frame and what you can do, and even how like your personality is reflected and how it changes from day to day. I think that that's something that's really cool. Abstract is a really beautiful art form. Do you have anything that you're working on right now, like that you're excited about that's coming up, or any, collections or anything like that that you're doing?
Yeah, this is a perfect slide, actually, Popple. This is a social media giveaway that I had. I can't remember. Time doesn't exist in my mind. I'm sure in everybody else's here too. It goes so fast. But there were 40 pieces in this collection, and it went really well. I sent those out to different folks through Twitter and through the ecosystem. And as they opened them, they each had their own story in them. So a story about something that I triumphed, an achievement, something very personal. And so I'm doing this collection again, but I'm deciding that I want to do it based on my surroundings. So I live in Florida, and it's beautiful beach weather all the time where I stay near the Tampa Apes. So this new collection is blue, not for Blue Eye Queen, but blue ice cream meshed together. But just because of the surroundings. So I've been adding different components and elements to it. So some sand and a couple shells, and then texture to it from like drywall. So it looks like waves. So I'm really excited to be able to bring those to life, because as a person with limitations, I'm a person that's born with a disability. I always find that there's not something for everyone. So with my art, I at least want to make it so that if somebody has something unique about them, they can touch it and they can feel it and they can still be able to connect with it. And I like to use very loud colors, because then the contrast will stand out for somebody that might have some differences. So I like to think about all those things that go behind the wheels when I'm creating. It's really pretty.
Awesome. Yeah.
Great.
So what's your next plan?
What's my next plan? At the moment, I've been applying for public art spaces. So there's a ton of opportunity in like Miami and those bigger cities where they send out a newsletter and say, upload X amount of pieces. And so I'm currently in a few rounds to have some of my artwork displayed either in an airport or the opera house, etc. It really opportunities for me come just based on energy. When you have the right mindset and you're really going after it and you're hustling, LinkedIn, email, etc., they all just start to flood in there. So it's like, even if it's only like a couple days of preparation, I have a warehouse full of art. So I can just pull out these huge, beautiful 5x5s, 6x6s, and just like anyone that's ready, they're all ready to go. So I'd love to say that I have a plan, but I'm a very unorganized artist, but also organized at the same time. I just let it kind of rumble as it comes through. But thank you for having me up on stage today and share something very personal, which is my art. I do feel that me as my personality shines through my artwork because it is very loud and proud, and the energy is capped.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And yeah, talk about emotional. I do want to share the next artist's pictures, and he been share a lot of amazing, colorful art in this space too. Would you like to share about a little bit your own style and as a start? And then I think Russell also have a question could love to ask you too.
Yeah, thank you. So I started like when I was 12 with the graffiti on the streets. Then I studied like the fashion clothing design on high school and then on the university as well. And I started like more be into the painting and into the fashion and in my own things like before COVID and during the COVID. Before I started I worked as a UI designer for like startups and companies around the world. And then I realized I had to change something because I wanted to work for myself and for my own IP and do my own stuff. So started doing like more those murals and focusing on my fashion brand Pauser, which I'm like producing the fashion scarves. So yeah, for example, this image is from last year from Pilsen city in Czech Republic. So we've been attending the street art festival there, which was like pretty huge building. This artwork is called Smart Home, and it's like my style is like you see it's like full of colors, full of like opposites, like good and bad, full like old and new things, like combining like from antique until like crypto things, and as well like the vibrancy of colors and everything like around. Also you can see I'm doing some pottery and ceramics as well, which was exhibited in my exhibition last year in September in my hometown, which was probably the biggest exhibition what I had, and it was full house, so it was pretty nice. But still I feel I need to push it somewhere more into Web3 because it's more interesting for me now, and the vibe and everything around it's something what can push me forward to create something still. So now I'm attending 3 months in Switzerland in art residency in Lucerne. So yeah, so I got the 3 months to create something. I need to make at least 2 canvases to give it as a gift to Lucerne city, to Switzerland, and to my hometown city because it was part of like partnership cities program. Yeah, so this is what I'm doing now. The style, like you see, it's like super bright, vibrant, and I don't want like put the like strong message inside the artworks. I just let it free to free up my mind, you know, to do what I want, and also I'm combining those artworks with the augmented reality. So we developed our own app for like augmented like layer of the artworks. So sometimes you can see some like hidden objects around, or some video animation, or like 3D objects in the front of the artworks. Yeah, so that's basically from me. Yeah, and as well I can mention I'm now focusing more on creating new collection of the silk scarf because I just got like MBA, and then I just want to like create some new collection of the scars, which will be more like combined with the all generated images what I will combine together, so people will be able to have like unique 101 scarf with tokenized NFC chip. So I would like to start with some like 50 pieces for the first collection. So it will be pretty unique, super luxury silk, which we tried to get like for a long time, but I think we finally found the best solution and the best material, which is like can compare to like super fashion luxury brands. And yeah, that's my focus, what I would like to do like for this year. And this is like something what I need to do, and not just want to do, but I need to do it because it's my passion for that.
I had a question I was gonna ask. Your artwork looks amazing, man. Love the color palette. How long did it take? Because I know for graffiti writers, it kind of starts with, you know, your tag and your name, and you know, doing letters and bombing and all that stuff. But when did you make the transition from like graffiti letters and typography to the art style that I'm seeing here?
Actually, I've never did like the big transition, because I still do the graffiti. I love it. And it's still something completely different game, you know. But yeah, the transition, like you said, was like around year like 2015 or something like that, before COVID, when I realized, okay, you know, I got a kids, I got a family, I don't want to be chased by police, you know, don't want to, like, sometimes happen that you can paint some train or whatever, you know.
Yep.
But you need to push it forward. You don't want to be stuck in the art and just paint the chromes and big letters, you know. So that's something what pushed me forward, and also the technologies and combining the augmented realities, and also having a chance to exhibit some of my work somewhere, you know. So now I'm trying to slowly get into, like, let's say European galleries, but as well, that's what I do now. Like the Switzerland for me was the big step. And also I would love to go again to US and do some stuff there, because there is really much potential than in the conservative Europe, I think, you know. But maybe I'm wrong. But still, I think the that's why I started to be part of the community. For me, was something what I see as a additional value to what I'm doing, you know. Be more me, you know, be more the brand, you know, be more Pauzer, basically.
But one more follow-up. So as I'm looking at your artwork, I like to kind of get into the minds of like the artists, and I'm looking at it. It kind of reminds me of like, it's like a collage of different like gradients and color volumes. Like, do you have like a name or like a style for it, or is this something that are these pieces that you like freestyle, or did you have like a plan as to how it's gonna look and the end result?
Yeah, actually, I'm working, like, for example, if you can compare it with music. So I'm working like the sampling, you know, like sampling music. So I'm taking like the part from this, part from the inspiration from the dreams, part it's from inspiration from the nature, and I collect all those things together and trying to find like the right concept and right ratio, you know, and everything. So this is how I'm working. So basically I'm do like the sketches before I'm do something, because I like to be like prepared for the final result, you know.
Love it.
Yeah.
Gorgeous. Love the work.
Yeah,
Totally
yeah,
amazing. I want
I
take
wish
my
I had
money.
one in my I wish I had one in my Mac right now. It just like looks so
Yeah,
pretty with the art
yeah.
as well, and
Thank you. Yeah,
yeah, I'm so
I just,
yeah, I'm so proud you're like cross medium because sometimes it's hard to think about. I'm also my background is also graphic artist too. Sometimes it's hard to think about how you basically how you deliver the mirror to fashion. And I do have the last I do have your hat is right here, and I'm just so proud to see every graphic artist is able
nice.
to bring up their journey to cross media and then also cross over with a different product as well, and that is something I love to see. And talk about cross media, and I do want to feature the next artist is Maggie. She's actually my IL friend. We've been meet up in the IL. We also just having a same exhibition in the Hope Fest as well. And yeah, Maggie, will you mind to share about a little bit your art style? And then I think Mary have a lot of the question I want to ask you. Yeah.
Sure. Thanks so much, Papil. Thank you for having me. I'm Maggie. I am the creator of the Book of Reverie. For those of you who don't know, it's an illustrated series. I release a new illustration and story every Friday. So the biggest thing over the past few years in creating that I've been exploring is really just to like test all of the boundaries, not put my creativity onto a straight and narrow path, do things that are really uncomfortable for me, and just try to embrace that and grow creatively. So my background is actually in traditional art. I have like no illustration experience, so I started doing that with these characters. So there's Reverie, who is my World of Women, Atlas, who is from Ranga, and then Brillo, who is my mutant. So they each have sort of their own, obviously, personalities, their own character, and they each have their own sort of claim to fame. So Reverie has magic paints, whose sort of ability is to bring things to life. So if she paints something, it comes to life IRL. Atlas is very close to the toy world and bringing toys to life. And then most recently, Brillo, his story and his personality just kind of came to life the last week, actually over Earth Day. And so his personality is centered around being really OCD and obsessed with cleaning. You can tell with the yellow gloves and the Crocs. So he, through the story, I had about 5 different people around the world who volunteered to clean up local areas where they live in their communities. So the storyline crossed over IRL to people making a difference in the real world and trying to just show how Web3 can make a real impact and do something that's tangible that might communicate the power of what we have here in the community to people who are outside of our little bubble. So my goal at the end of the day is to really just explore as many different avenues as I can through the illustrations and through the story and the characters. And so it's come to life in a variety of ways, and it's always evolving, and I just have so much fun with it. So that's a little bit about the Book of Reverie.
Maggie, I really love the style. I love all the illustrations. It really takes me into the story, and I can't wait to read it. I wanted to ask you, so you've just jumped right into Web3 and IP use, and it's so cool to see how you've like invented a whole world around these characters, and I love these characters too.
Thank you.
What have been some of the challenges of working in Web3 for you?
Everything's different. It depends on like what I'm working on at the time, but I think one of the barriers I found is trying to bring it into Web3 and utilizing the tech in a way that is useful to the viewer or the consumer or somebody who is just like learning about the story. Like I never want the tech to overwhelm the story. Like, I feel like we all have so much going on. You know, there's so many different directions we're being pulled in with our attention that I never want the story to be one of those things that people feel overwhelmed with or that they have to keep up with. So I think it's been an interesting balance trying to figure out how I can make it relevant to Web3 and the story without having it be just, you know, create so much friction for the viewer and people who would enjoy it otherwise. Kind of a lot, but yeah.
No, that makes sense to
I
me
love
too.
how you
Go ahead, Papa.
Yeah, I love how you develop the store and the colorfuls and I do see how you kind of like settle in if that is the store or how's the bowl become, and I can see you just like having so much going on and also want to include with the community and with all the MBA products as well. Will you also like share about what's the idea about behind the scene and having this bowl and all the stores set up?
So behind the scenes of the actual physical or so the middle illustration here, I don't know if you guys can see, but it's the concept behind it was, okay, so this was my first, so this was my first physical display. This is also my first business. I've never done anything in business before, so I'm learning the ropes with that too. But so this was my first display for HugFest and sort of bringing the illustrations to life IRL and figuring that out, which was like, it was very challenging. I had like a week to figure out how to put it together and just used every spare moment I had to figure out how to make the display come to life. But super rewarding, I feel like, for any of you who are doing things in the physical realm, like bringing something over from digital to physical. It's just, I don't know, there's something really special about that. So between that and then, you know, meeting people, that's something that I think has been one of the most rewarding things in this space, where you build these relationships and then you get to meet these people for the first time. And it's like you feel like you know them and you get to experience the art together. So that was a super rewarding experience at HugFest, and getting to have my products and my art in front of people that wouldn't normally see it otherwise. So yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, Mary, and did you have any other question you want to ask?
What maybe what's next for you? What are you hoping for this year to lean into?
So I have a few different things that I'm exploring like at the same time right now. One I'll probably be launching within the next like month and a half. Another one is actually going to be a series of drawings. So they will tie into the story, but they will also be like large scale physical one-of-one pieces. So I am planning to probably bring those over, mint them as NFTs, and also have the physical, but there will be a theme that's Web3 related to that collection. So I'm super excited for that. And then one of my goals with the project is really to elevate other people's work and just bring them into the story however I can, whether it's using their IP or creating, you know, one-of-one products for them. So anybody who, you know, wants to do something with their IP, but they're not really sure where to start, I am always open to discussing that and trying to make physical products with other people's IP. So would look forward to doing anything like that as well.
Oh, that's really awesome.
Beautiful.
Awesome. Yeah. Been enjoying your journey, but also look at a whole family, and it's so wonderful to see how much offer you're including, and I love the bear, and I can see it's like so much details going on. I'm excited to see your next journey, and then talk about the cross media. And we've been talking about the cross media, and we also talk about how we can present the physical products. And the other person, the next person I will be like to introduce, it's a South Curry, and she actually have been like duty first amazing artwork and it's across border to web tools and web fee. And I think, yeah, and I think might have a lot of questions you could like to ask.
Yeah, thank you so much. This is a little glimpse of my studio where I work. I work in my home studio. I work with a lot of primary colors: red, blues, yellows, oranges, greens. They kind of make a frequent appearance in my work. I'm actually working as I'm speaking. I don't know if you can see. I'm actually working on working on a piece on my table right now while on this call. So it's been wonderful. Been a traditional contemporary artist for almost 3 decades now. I'm a trained artist. I went to art school, so I have a BFA and an MFA in art. And this has been a wonderful journey exploring, developing my style, working in many different capacities in bringing art with product, working on art education, teaching, growing, mentoring is something that I do quite frequently. And yeah, it's been a wonderful journey. And thank you so much for sharing my work.
Sheeta,
Awesome.
I was hoping you could share a little bit. I know you've done a lot of work with brands and had your work licensed. So I was wondering if you could share a little bit of information about what that process looks like to get your work sort of licensed by different brands and into retail.
Yeah, that's a great question, actually. I've worked with quite a few brand partnerships. I had a line of artworks being sold as prints with West Elm in 2018. I've done a lot of brand partnerships, and most of them have kind of found me through social media or through, word of mouth or through exhibitions that I have been part of. I was also featured in the New York Times. A lot of it came from New York Times. A few of my art pieces were featured there. And they kind of reach out, and I mean, I go through this process of whether the product aligns with me, whether the company's values align with me. And we kind of brainstorm and figure out exactly what the reasons are for being in this space or wanting an artistic collaboration. So having this dialogue to see whether you're aligned the similar ways is very important for me. And once that happens, I love bringing my art style to products. Actually working with a couple of them right now. I can't really take their name, but I am working on a few of these right now. And it's been real fun because sometimes as an artist, I mean, at least for me, coming from a traditional art background, I would always imagine art to be in a certain, format, or art was very two-dimensional on the wall. But the possibilities a product gives you, taking it out of the second dimension and putting it in the third dimension, having something tangible in your hand, seeing it, being adopted, worn, used every single day in terms of, whether it's a collaboration with a coffee brand or whether it's a collaboration with something that you're wearing, it's a different experience altogether. And I think for an artist, it's very important to explore these different avenues. And brand partnerships have been fantastic for me. It's been a great way of really expanding my audience and taking art out of the wall and making it part of an everyday experience. So yeah, those are some of the things, some of the ways I look at brand partnerships. And licensing has been great. Some of the pieces that I created way back have been licensed. They are pretty much out there. But licensing also requires you to be very careful about what you're putting out there, how it's being marketed. So those are some of the things, again, I teach and I speak about quite a lot, about how you use your IP for licensing and product branding.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
Do you have any of your inspiration from Pablo Picasso? You have a lot of similarities. Have people mistaken you for him before?
No, but yeah, I am a cubist, loosely cubist. I studied cubism when I was doing my master dissertation, and one of the things that I studied when I was a student was how does cubism still remain contemporary in current day times. How do we adopt cubism? And especially now, I mean, at least in the past couple of years, cubism is seeing a revival in terms of architectural clothing, in terms of how we break things apart and put them back together. So cubism has been something that I have been exploring for almost 30 years, and it's kind of in my blood. I wouldn't call myself a pure cubist. I use a lot of experiences from my heritage, which comes from Asia. I use a lot of influences in terms of Bauhaus, the shapes that I use. I use, human forms, the face, especially because in my culture we believe in the third eye and the eye being the window to the soul. So the first point of contact with humans being the eyes. So I use a lot of these connotations in my work and try and find similarities between the human existence. I feel like all of us as humans have a very similar existence in terms of how we think, how we feel, these emotions, these associations that we have. And those are recurrent explorations that I do. Kind of loosely cubist, but yeah, definitely a cubist at heart, and love the movement.
Awesome. Yeah, I think the last question will me want to ask like how you feel about the collaboration job with the Con Coffee, because I've been like very loving your app, at the same time I'm just so excited to see your art is delivered into the products.
Yeah, I mean, my experience with Coin Coffee was excellent. Actually, I reached out to them because I'm a coffee addict. I love coffee. I actually drink coffee and work at the same time. So, this brand partnership for me was just a no-brainer. I felt like I could just bring the art with the coffee, and the fact that the NFT comes with it was a win-win. You buy the coffee, you can claim the NFT for free. They send you steps on where to claim it from. It's automatic. If you want to claim it, you claim it. If you don't want to claim it, you don't. So a lot. It's a great way of onboarding my Web2 community, my Web2 friends into Web3. And if somebody buys a package of my coffee till today being the 1st of May, they can enter to win a raffle of 2 of my original paintings. So, I love these activations. um, it's more than the product. It's kind of aligning and figuring out a way of bringing the senses together. So it's the coffee being, a sensory experience, art being a sensory experience, and the merging of the two together was something that I really, really enjoyed.
Popular, you're muted.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's just one. I mean, like loving how it's very matching. So it's been very exciting to hear about a lot of experience shared from you, and I've been learning a lot from you too. I just want to give some flower to my hat. Like, oh, so cute. I love it. Wessel, you're doing a very good job on the hat. So we've been sharing about a lot of BAYC art, but I do want to feature one of my friend, and Frank is also in here. He was building amazing BAYC art community, and also bringing the BAYC artists around the world as well. So we welcome our next guest, Frank.
Hello, GM. Hey, everyone. Nice to
Yeah,
be here.
and I know you've been super busy and it's going around the world. And could you mind to share about what you have been lately been busy on, and what kind of like the photography you've been taking? What kind of style of photography you've been taking?
Oh, yeah. So I've been, after COVID, been starting to travel again for wildlife photography. So last year I've been to the Arctic in Svalbard and Antarctica as well. So finally stepped foot on my 7th continent. And then just went to Kenya as well. And that's somewhere I go a lot. So one in January, I'm going back in July. So other than shooting photography, I also do safari tours. So in July, I'm bringing some people to Kenya. And so we're looking forward to do more of that too. And currently I'm on the train, as you can see. So hopefully the internet is okay. I've been invited to shoot for a wildlife conservation NGO here in Portugal. I'm gonna be shooting for them for almost 4 weeks, starting from tomorrow. And then I'll be right here in Lisbon for NFC Lisbon. So it works out to have my Web 2 and Web 3 together. So this year, what I'm trying to do is to start to merge my Web 2 and Web 3 work together with conservation, wildlife photography, and of course NFTs. I did one drop. My genesis was, oh gosh, time is mixing up. Was it 2 years ago, a year and a half, or 1 year ago, maybe? It was a photography NFT, and so that sold out. And I'm just trying to do more exhibitions lately. One of the projects I do, Mills Hive, we organize exhibitions for Web3 conferences and events. So started last year in Tokyo in September. We partnered with Decentral Tokyo. Basically, we organized the art exhibitions, the art panels, side events, live artists, everything for them. So that's when we featured Board Minds for the first time. And then since then, we've featured other artist apes in our Board Minds community in around the world. Recently, in April, we did 3. Denver, was that April? BananaConf in Estonia, NFT NYC with not NFT NYC, the side events. And then we're putting something together for NFC Lisbon as well for end of this month. And then in July, we're going back to Tokyo. So we're gonna announce that soon as well. Yeah.
Yeah, and I've been love to seeing how many photos you're taking. You're always the person in front to basically share a lot the BAYC artist member, but forgot to share about yourself. And I think maybe it's a good time to you share about what you've been sharing and taking. I think this is the one of the photo you take with all this penguin. It seems a lot of things going on. Will you mind to share about your artwork this piece?
Yeah, so this was in November last year. Basically went to a expedition in Antarctica, got some images, and this one on the left, as you see, we co-curated the exhibition for Not NFT NYC with Forbidden Fruits, and we have some artists exhibited there, and this is the piece that I included. Yeah. And next year, I'm hoping to bring people to from the Web3 space to my Web2 space, which is the wilderness, starting with Kenya. Really hoping to bring more of the Web3 folks into reconnecting with nature and hopefully inspire them to make positive impacts for wildlife conservation, for the planet. From what I do in Web2, a lot of people in wildlife conservation, we focus on spreading the message to the very similar group of people who already care about wildlife conservation and the planet. So me stepping into Web3 is really hoping to bring some new folks into the space. Yeah, I think it's really, really needed and urgently. Yeah, that's all.
Awesome. Yeah, I always love to hear from you. I think Buru have a question now to ask you.
Sure.
Buru, are you here? Oh, I think Buru maybe mute her mic. What's the matter? Like, I can continue to
Maybe
ask.
she's working.
I think this is the
Yeah.
exhibition. Yeah, I think this is the
This
exhibition
was our
I've been.
debut. Yeah.
I was. Yeah, I was involved as in the Tokyo, right? If I remember.
Yeah, this was in Shibuya, Tokyo, during Decentral
Yeah.
Tokyo last year, and it was basically our debut. you can kind of see like our logo on the bottom of the screen. Back then it was the old logo, so I just kind of made something really easy on Canva for to apply for MBA. But afterwards, we got to go in and yeah, we got a new logo and new branding.
Awesome. Yeah, and I was very excited for seeing what BoredIn BoredMind been developing, and also I can see like so many artists involved as well. Especially this year, I can see what's happening in the MTMYC gallery. How many artists is now in the BAYC in your BoredMind art committee?
So last year in September for the Tokyo show, we had 10 artists. So we displayed all 10. And then by now, I think we have 40 in our group chat, 40 artist apes. Yeah, so hopefully more to join us. And of course, everyone here are invited.
Awesome. Yeah, excited to having a committee at the same time, have someone also so inspired, so passion for creating exhibition for everyone. And also I see last photo with the East Stanford, the BoredMind also involved with the East Stanford display, and you've been bringing a lot of artists go to display as well. And I'm very excited for all your journey.
Thank you, and want to shout out to Public Board for this this fan here, and they're the ones that are offering some screens for us as well for NFC Lisbon end of this month. So just want to give them a shout out. Thank you, Popel.
Awesome. Yeah, it's been grateful to have all of you in here today, and we have a final one with the final thought, and then we'll be close the space. Our space today is actually hitting the limit time, but it's been awesome to share with all of you, and we have been share more than 17 page about the screen sharing. So how many hours you guys have been developing? I'm so excited for you guys. And yeah, let's have a file set together, and then we will be end of the space. How about Wasso first, and then you pass to the mic for whenever you want.
Yeah, once again, it's been a pleasure to see everyone's journey through the art. Everyone here is extremely talented. Super excited to see what everyone's going to be creating and putting out in the space, both in Web 2 and Web 3. And yeah, I'm just happy to be here. Thank you, guys.
Awesome. Who you want to pass my for?
Oh, I'll pass it to Blue.
Thanks so much, everybody, for being here. It's always interesting to see what people are working on and the creative mindset. Again, like we all have to do a collaboration sometime in real life. Passing the baton. Let's see. Mike, did you go?
No, not yet.
Okay, you're up.
Awesome. Well, thanks for having me today. Appreciate it. Amazing to see everybody's work today. Super inspiring to see what everybody's working on. I always love to see what's coming next. So yeah, thanks again for having me.
Mike, I think something was missing. I was always trying to show how great Remix was doing the wheel printing. Did you have any wheel printings around? If anyone exciting to have a job with the Remix, you will be also able to do the physical printing as well. And yeah, Mike, will you mind to show
quickly show a few things?
Yes.
So we
go grab it. And
was talking about our metal prints. So we're doing a lot of metal prints right now. These are super popular. This one was with Sierra or Moonlight Media. This is with Ted's Little Dream. So you've seen that. Some work we've done with Cychrome back here. Some canvases. So we do all kinds of physical wall art, canvases, frame prints, metal prints. We do apparel. This is a custom hoodie we did with Larry Stewart out of LA. We did some stuff, as you've seen, with Popple. We've done some really cool custom hang tags for apparel as well that are hand numbered, and also have some, QR codes. We're doing some stuff with NFC chips embedding in art. So lots of fun, cool physical products that we're working on with artists right now. So yeah, lots of new products we're trying to add to the catalog as well. So, anytime anybody wants to chat, I'm happy to chat and give you more information. Oh, I think you're muted again, Popple.
So I was like, keep shifting the DM to Wesho, say like maybe your head, it will be the next one, could be the one-on-one, because I was so having excited moment to when somebody like buying my one-on-one physical painting. I was just like, damn, yes, this is the exact reality and I was looking for. Yeah, Mike, anyone you want to pass the mic to?
Sure, I'll pass it over to Maggie.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks, guys. Thank you, Popiel, for having me. Awesome. I'm just like so inspired to hear everybody's stories and learn how, you know, we're all in the space doing like completely different things, which is so cool to see. And yeah, I guess if anybody wants to follow along for Book of Reverie, it's at Book of Reverie on Twitter and the Book of Reverie on Instagram. So the story comes out every Friday if you guys want to check that out. And appreciate all the support and just to be here today. So thanks so much. I'll pass it to Pauser.
All right. Yeah, thank you guys to having me here today. It was like pretty awesome to see all the talented people around and in the community. So I'm pretty grateful to be part of the game, and I would love to collaborate with anybody of you. So let's open something and we can kick it off and do whatever we like together. That will be awesome. Thank you.
Awesome.
I will pass it to Mira.
Thanks, Pauser. Yeah, thanks for having me. It's awesome to be able to connect with everyone and meet more talented people in the space. I think that, you know, like the power of Web3 is like the connections we make and the collaborations we have. So it's really awesome. And I'm just honored to get to know you guys and share a little bit about my art too. So thank you for creating that space, Popple, and thanks guys for listening and for sharing yourselves.
Awesome. Who you want to pass mic to?
I will pass it to you because you're Soul Curry Art. There we go.
Wait, Soul Curry. Yes. Soul Curry are still here?
Muted.
Oh, she's
maybe back to Popple.
Okay, back to me. So yeah, I've been very excited for all of you to able to share your art. I know sometimes it's hard to identify who you are in this space. Being grateful in this space for fear now in Web3 space for fear, but at the same time, sometimes I will feel like it's hard to get involved with a lot of community at the same time, but showing your own art. So I feel grateful to having an art space with everyone, and I'm hoping in the future we can just share more art with everyone. And that's it. I think I pass the mic to Frank.
Hello, I'm back. Gosh, what was the question? Sorry.
No, it's just the final stop. It's just the final stop. Yeah.
Thank you for organizing this, Popel, and for moderating Blue and everyone, of course. Most of you I haven't met, had a one-on-one call with, but looking forward to get to know more of you and see how we can build together, collaborate, and really enjoy seeing a lot of artists within the apes community. Thank you again.
Awesome. And and Wasso, will you mind to show your cat? No. And also like South, are you bad? And if you come back and please give a final thought, and then we'll be ready for the good photo. Don't worry. Well, she is maybe not here. Let's do the show. Let's do a good photo, and then we will close up in the space. I will count on 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, awesome. And I'll see you guys next time. Thank you
Nice
so
to meet
much.
everybody.
Yeah,
Have a
thank
great
you
day.
guys.
Thank you.
Ciao.
Hope to see you soon. Ciao.
Peace.
Bye.